Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another day of Bookmas. I have a very exciting video today. I've been wanting to film this for a really long time, so I thought that I would do it as part of my 12 days of Bookmas. And that is an in-depth bookshelf tour. As you can see, my bookshelves are absolutely massive. They are my pride and joy and just my favorite part of my whole house. And I'm going to go through every single book on my bookshelf and how I've sort of organized it as well. It's definitely not organized perfectly, but it's organized in the best possible way that I can fit everything at the moment. Because when I got this shelf a couple of months ago, I had like a few shelves to spare with space, but now I've already filled them up, so we don't really have much space on them already, and I definitely need to declutter some books, but that's for a separate video. As you can see, they go all the way up and I actually cannot reach those shelves and actually show you guys. I am very excited for this video. I'm so excited to go through my shelves in depth with you guys because, as I said, they are my pride and joy. I love everything about my bookshelves and I think that you guys will love them too. Also, before I get started, if you have any advice on how I can organize things better, definitely let me know, because there's many things on my shelf that are not perfect, and that's okay because there's always time to change them. But I'm just gonna start going through them. So this shelf is kind of really random. It's just books that I don't really care about being in my view. They're books that I'm never really gonna pick up. So first of all, we have the After series by Anna Todd. I've never actually read this series before. I definitely need to at some point, but I've watched a couple of the movies and they've been so bad that I just don't even want to pick up those books. A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. I've never read a Monica Murphy book before, but I've heard some kind of bad things, to be honest. All That's Left in the World, The Dictionary of Lost Words. I've actually heard some really good things about that recently, so I might pick that up soon. Then we have all of my Colleen Hoover books. I have not read a Colleen Hoover book in a hot minute. I don't really read her books that often anymore. They just don't really interest me anymore, but that's why they're all at the top, because I just, you know, don't ever pick them up and don't ever reach for them. Then on this little mini shelf in the middle of my bookshelves, I have all of my Alice Oseman books. So I have the 5 books in the Heartstopper series. I read all 4 of these and then I haven't read the new one yet. And then out of her novels, I've only read Solitaire, but I did really enjoy it, so I definitely need to read the rest of them because I think her books are just so easy and cute and fast paced. This shelf over here is even more random. I've got 6 Crimson Cranes, The No-Show by Beth O'Leary, which I hated, Yellow Face. These are some books that were sent to me from an author. Books from E. Lockhart. I've actually got quite a few, but I've only read We Were Liars. I've got some books from John Green as well. 5 Feet Apart, Where the Crawdads Sing. Some like random like romances. They're just kind of like really random books that I just probably won't pick up for a while. And that's why they're at the top, because they're not like on my priority TBR or anything like that. But yeah, that was the like top bookshelf. So now I'm going to go through the other bookshelves a little bit more in depth, because obviously, as I said, those top ones are kind of really random, and like these ones will make more sense to actually go through and discuss. Okay, now that we're a little bit more up close and personal, let's go through this shelf here. So this shelf is obviously primarily like romance books, as you can probably tell. Pretty much this whole side of the bookshelf is all romance books, which you will soon see. I'm gonna go down this shelf and then I'll go over to the other side so it makes more sense. First of all, we have Icebreaker and Wildfire by Hannah Grace. I read both of those this year and absolutely loved both of them. Every Summer After and Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. Archer's Voice. Some books by Elena Armas, even though I have just come to realize I don't like her writing at all. I just never really enjoy it. Love and Gelato, The Way I Used to Be. All books from Jenny Han, so like the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I have 2 sets of them. And To All the Boys I've Loved Before. I have the Eden series by Devaney Perry. The first book isn't here because I lent it to my mum. A Wish for Us by Tilly Cole. Also 1,000 Boy Kisses. I don't know why they're in the wrong order. And Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. This is the only book I have in the original cover. I wish that I had the whole series in these covers, because even though they have people on the cover, I really enjoy these covers and I love them, but I'll get them eventually. I'll get them in the future, but for now this is the only one I have out of these covers. And then I have all my books from Anna Huang. So I have the Twisted series, the If Love series, and you probably can't see properly, but I have King of Wrath and King of Pride down here as well. Then onto the next shelf, we have the Off Campus series by Al Kennedy. 3 books from Mariana Zapata. Sometimes I feel like if you stack books upwards, you have a lot more space, hence why I've got a few stacks going upwards as well. I have all of my books from Lauren Asher, so I've got the Dreamland Billionaire series, Love Redesigned, and the first book in the Dirty Air series. I have like probably half the books in the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series. Don't ask me why they're different different heights. It actually really bugs me, but there's nothing I can do about it. I have all of my Christina Lauren books and Sally Thorne books here, and then I put this one as a display because it's just gorgeous and one of my favorite books. Okay, the next shelf we have books from Ashley Poston. So we have the 7-Year Slip and the Dead Romantics. We have the Chestnut Spring series from Elsie Silver. I've actually got the like original mirror covers, which are like the indie published ones. So happy that I have all of these in these covers because I think that they are so much cuter and I just like them a lot more. Up here I have the Windy City series by Liz Tomford. I haven't read any of these soon, but I'm planning on doing that in summer because they seem like very summery reads to me. We have all of my Ali Hazelwood books. We have Done and Dusted, that's just kind of random. Then I have my original cover of the Magnolia Parks universe. Obviously I had to have some of them on display. And then I have the new Magnolia Parks covers as well, which I didn't like when I first saw them, but they've definitely grown on me and I definitely enjoy them a lot more now. And that's why I have 2 sets of the same series. I adore this series so much and I just love both covers. And then on this shelf down here, it's obviously more romances. So in this like stack, they're a little bit out of order, but we have books from Lynn Painter, Abby Jimenez and Sarah Adams. They're kind of just like those very colorful cartoon sort of cover books, and I just have them together because they look really pretty in a stack together. We have my Emily Henry books. In Australia we have You and Me on Vacation, which is the same as People We Meet on Vacation, and I went out of my way to get this cover because I like it a lot better, and I haven't actually read this yet because the title was putting me off. We have my books from Lucy Score, so we have the Knock 'Em Out series and then By a Thread. I have my Tessa Bailey books, even though I've never read a Tessa Bailey book before. Kathleen Glasgow, The Summer of Broken Rules and What Happens After Midnight by K.L. Walther, and then a random book by Alan Hildebrand that I'm hoping to get to this summer. Ignore the book cart, we're not even going to go through that because it's not even organized at the moment, but I've got 2 shelves to go on this side. So I have some books from LJ Shen. 2 of them I've bought, 2 of them she actually sent to me, which I'm so excited about. We have the Ravenhood series by Kate Stewart, but I've only got the first 2 books in that series. Flow Was Strangers, If You Had Been With Me. These 2 books were also sent to me from the author. I haven't read them yet, but they do look gorgeous and they're like small town romances. We have like a bunch of different little romance books. I'm not going to go through them all individually because they're kind of random. And then this stack up the side is also really random. We have some like Casey McQuiston, Megan Brandy, like kind of just another random stack of books that just kind of fit together. And then at the bottom I kind of have mostly like dark romances. So I have the Mindfuck series, the Cat and Mouse duet, a couple of like random dark romances. I don't really know what these even are. I've kind of just bought them randomly. The first 3 books in the Never After series. I have Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. Definitely need to get the rest of those. Some more Penelope Douglas, the 50 Shades series. Just some more random books that kind of just match the theme of the black books. When books are like random and I've only got like 1 book from an author, I'll try to just like put them with books that they match with, and that's why in some spots they're kind of just like randomly placed. Okay, so now that we've gone through like the romance side of my bookshelves, I'm gonna go through this little mini shelf in the middle, and then this side. This side is primarily like fantasies, dystopian, thriller, like anything that doesn't come under the romance category will be over here. Okay, so starting off in the middle we have the Shadow Me series by Tahara Murphy. I absolutely love this series. I actually finished it recently after I started it like a year ago, and Ignite Me is still my favorite book in the series. I've actually got a hardcover of it that I found secondhand, and it has like these weird like edges that I don't like, but at least this is my favorite one in the series, so it can be on display. I have the Crescent City series by Sarah J Maas. I have not really read many Sarah J Maas books, but I wanted to get these before they go out of print. So these are like the hardcover ones, and I just think the covers of these are absolutely gorgeous. Then I have my 2 hardcover copies of Divine Rivals. I know it's a little bit obsessive, but I've also got this paperback. My mom's also borrowing that because she saw me talk really positively about it, so she wanted to try it out. So I just have the US edition hardcover, which is just this one. And then I have the Fairy Loot edition, which I bought secondhand for only 70 Australian dollars. If you know how much these go for, you know that they're normally like over $250, so I definitely got this for a really good steal. And then further down we have the Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber. These books are just so beautiful that you can't like not display them because they're just absolutely stunning. And then I have my Boys of Tommen series and some special editions here, so I'm going to go through these especially. So I have this special edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which I haven't actually read yet, but I just had to buy it because it's absolutely stunning and it's got like the sprayed edges, hence why all of these are facing outward. We have Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. I actually started this as an audiobook this week and I'm really enjoying it so far, and the sprayed edges are just absolutely stunning. We have the special annotated edition of Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I absolutely love this book. Definitely want to reread it with the annotations in it because it's got Mia Sheridan's annotations, and the naked hardback is absolutely stunning. I'm obsessed. And then I've got this hardcover of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Literally love this so much. It's got like gold foiled sprayed edges. I love this. It's like so minimalistic but pretty. And then underneath we just have like the US cover, I'm pretty sure, but we've never had this in Australia, so very exciting to have that as well. And then on this shelf I just have all of my books from Taylor Jenkins Reid on a little stack by itself. Okay, and now we're back at the top, so I'm going to go through these like main shelves now. So first of all, I have the Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer. I have the Harry Potter series, but I've only read the first book in the series. Someone needs to convince me to actually finish them. I have two books up here because they don't really fit, so I have Swordcatcher and the Hurricane Wars. I have the Cruel Prince trilogy by Holly Black, Belladonna, Dance of Thieves, Lightlark by Alex Astor, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, which I love how these like go together, like the little picture goes together. Then on the next shelf, this is primarily fantasy as well. So we have the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard, Dragon Rider, which is an ARC copy. I'm very excited to read this, and Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I have my other two books of the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, but I'm going to annotate these and send them to someone. I have the Caraval trilogy, the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas, which I haven't read. I have the Akatar series. I'm up to the third book in the series, but I did DNF it at 60 pages because I wasn't really in the mood for it. So definitely going to try to get through the rest of her universe next year. And then I have this like special edition of A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I got sent to me in like an Akatar box, which is absolutely stunning and I love having it on display. On this shelf I have A Winter's Promise. I'm very excited to read this. Apparently it's about floating islands and I'm very intrigued. I have A Study in Drowning, Ice Planet Barbarians, Renegades, A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, which is the same author as Divine Rivals, Powerless, Heir of Broken Fate, Two Twisted Crowns, which is the second book after One Dark Window, but I'm reading One Dark Window right now, that's why it's not on the shelf. More random fantasies, Whisper and Weapon by Lynette Noni, both 5-star reads. I recommend these to everyone. Some more random fantasies. This one I'm very excited to get through next year. I'm very intimidated by the size of it, but I think that it's going to be an amazing read once I get to it. And then here I have the Serpent and Dove trilogy as well, which I bought recently in a box set. The next shelf is kind of like mysteries and thrillers. This one's kind of a little bit random. So I have some thrillers. I have the first two books in the Truly Devious series, the first two books in the Natural series because they're the only ones out in Australia so far, the Inheritance Games trilogy, some books from Holly Jackson, so A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and 5 Survive. I have my Frida McFadden thrillers. I've almost read every single psychological thriller from her, but they're the only ones I have physical copies of. Oh, another Alice Feeney book. That needs to be over here with the other one. I don't know why my shelves get so unorganized sometimes. And then I just have some more random thrillers. I have Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. That's kind of random. And then this one's kind of just been randomly placed too because it didn't have space, so The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Then we have two shelves to go over here. So I have my books from Olivia Blake, V.E. Schwab, which I've never read before, the Selection series, the Divergent series, some books from Madeline Miller, Dial A for Aunties and 4 Aunties and a Wedding. Again, absolutely love these and recommend them to anyone. And then I've just got some like more random thrillers and mysteries. And then at the bottom we have some books from Stephen King. I have 1984 by George Orwell. Don't know when I'm going to get to this, but I definitely want to read some of his books in the future because I think that they'll be amazing to get through. Again, another old author I really want to try is Agatha Christie, so I really want to read A Haunting in Venice. I have some books from Karen McManus, the Hunger Games series, and then these are kind of just all been randomly placed. This is like my very random shelf where I kind of just chuck anything because there's a little bit of space, so it's just the one that I put random books on. And then over here I have these like cube shelves, but I don't really use these often, but I do have like these two shelves that I do take books off sometimes, so I'm just gonna go through those two. So I kind of just have like all my self-help slash like memoirs on this shelf, kind of just very random books that I don't really pick up often. And then on this shelf I have like all of my Christmassy romance books because they don't really fit anywhere on my other shelves. They're kind of just really random to put in random places for the rest of the year. But yeah, that was everything that I wanted to go through in this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it because this was so fun to film. And as I said at the start of the video, it's been something I've wanted to film for a really really long time, so now I'm finally doing it. As I said at the start, definitely let me know if you have any like organizational ideas. I can definitely do with some new ideas on how to change up my bookshelves a little bit. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the rest of my Bookmas videos. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.